Okay, let's get started here this morning. I have wet hair, but that's okay. I don't think you mind. I have a beautiful message to share with you. Good morning, Daniela. Um, as you hop on, please say good morning. I have a really powerful process and message to deliver you today, coming off of yesterday's live, which I got so much feedback that the process, however you say it, that I shared yesterday around deliberate thoughts, right? The abundance rampage, the appreciation rampage, that really supported you, especially going through and talking through examples. And so this morning I am back with another process that this is one of my favorite things to do. And it also comes from the book, Ask and It Is Given. There's a reason why I gifted this book to the students in my coaching academy. It's because it's a foundation of so much of what I've created in my life, transformations in personal relationships, in health, and in the four successful businesses that I have founded and grown over the past 15 years. And so a lot of you are attracted to this group and this topic, or this title of the group, High Performer Lifestyle, because you want to create exceptional results in your life. You know that you have a lot inside of you to give, to contribute, and you want to live an above average, a better than average life, an exceptional life, right? Recently I did a show called Not Born to Be Average. Yesterday I did a training called Successful Entrepreneur Secrets, which is all around, how to build a phenomenal business, a service-based business, a coaching business, something along those lines, without working 24/7 and without being attached to the outcome. And you guys have heard me speak over and over again this week and last week about being vision-driven versus goal-driven, and being motivated by the vision without attachment to the outcome or the result. Well, guess what? The process that I shared with you yesterday, the process that I'm going to share with you today, is the reason that I'm able to operate that way. I started studying law of attraction and all of this more than a decade ago, almost 2 decades. And it is really the foundation of what has really helped me to manage my mind as I go through what we all go through, right? All the ups and downs of life. So are you guys ready? Can I share this process with you? And before we go with the end, oh good, I'm glad you like this book, Daniela. I am going to leave you with a really powerful message that has been coming through to me in my own life, and I know that it's going to support you in your life. So stay through until the end. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is you becoming a selective sifter of your thoughts. This is going to help you if you ever find yourself throughout the day being pulled down with negative thoughts or worry, right? Even though you intend, right? You wake up that day and it's like, all of my intentions are to have a great day. You've got your mind right. You've done your meditation, your prayer, whatever you do in the morning. And then as the day happens, things start to happen. You get busy, family has demands on you, and there's all kinds of things that come up that we cannot control, right? And if you ever find yourself, and we all do, right, at different times and different days, if you ever find yourself having those things and things that people do or don't do and say, and things that happen in your business, or just being in your car on the road, right, and somebody cuts you off, if you ever find those things distracting you or pulling you out of that intention that you had for the day, this is going to support you, okay? I often work with entrepreneurs and people who are really living a big life, and right? So a lot of times there is built-in stress and demands. And so if we just let ourselves be controlled by those demands and those high stresses and all of the things that we've got to get done, then we're no longer in control of our thoughts. We're no longer in control, therefore, of our emotions. And then we're no longer in control of our life, right? Other people are, other circumstances are. So This is for the busy person. This is for don't say, Jessica, I'm too busy to stop and do this, because you're not. It's most helpful for those of us who are busy, who are managing a lot of things, who are up to big things, right? This is how you become a true co-conspirator. I like to say co-conspirator sometimes, and co-creator with God and the universe. This is how you become in charge of what it is that you're manifesting. And again, like we said yesterday, life is happening right now, not in the future. So along the way, you get to enjoy the process and the moments. Okay. So here is another amazing process that you get to use. And it's called segment intending, right? So I want you to start thinking about the moments, every single moment in your life, from the time that you wake up and you're still laying in bed. I want you to start thinking of that as a segment. And then as you move to the next, like getting out of bed is another segment. Going into the bathroom and brushing your teeth, that's another segment. Okay, picking up the phone, you're moving into another segment. Getting into your car, you're moving into another segment. Okay, so think about your day in segments. And the way that they suggest, or when they suggest using this process, is when you're already in a good mood, right? You don't want to use this when you're in a bad mood or when you have let your negative thoughts kind of creep in. So this is why this is a great thing to intend right before you go to bed, and as soon as you get out of the bed, before you get out of the bed in the morning. Okay, let's see. So let me give you a little background on this. If you are experiencing a condition that has your attention, okay, anything that has your attention, you are, through your attention to your current condition, actually projecting it into your future. Does that make sense? With your attention to it, you're actually projecting it also into your future. So if you choose to focus on a different future experience, then you're now activating that different experience. You get it? And as you project that changed experience into your future, you leave the current one behind. So the point is, you can change the focus at any point. You guys got that. I talk about that all the time. So this is the power of the process of segment intending. Okay. It's a process where you define, again, this is taking back control of your thoughts and what you focus on. So it's a process whereby you define the vibration, right? The vibrational characteristics of the time segment that you're moving into. You actually decide what you're going to move into, right? You don't let it just happen for you. So let's talk about that. I'm going to jump over this. So you guys, the point is, it's helping you to be deliberate about your focusing thoughts. And I want to jump over this because I think it will help you to get right into an example. Okay. So just remember that you are a receptive being. We are receptive beings, right? And our thought processes are very fast, right? So as we're considering any one subject, we have the power, simply because of the law of attraction, by what we focus on, we bring forth, right? We have the power to actually bring forth more clarity upon any subject, right? Until we can accomplish anything regarding it. So we have the power personally to focus on something until we get more clarity with it, and then to shift and to focus on something else. We actually have the power with our minds, with our focus, and with our intention to selectively move from one thing to the other. Okay. But because of the availability of so much stimulation, right? There's so many things coming at you all the time, right? Very few of us remain focused upon anything, upon any one thing long enough to take it forward very far, right? That's the problem. We're jumping from one thought to the other. We're jumping from one thing to the other. So do you guys want to know how to actually slow that down and be in control so that you can actually have something go all the way through, right? This is what we call becoming a selective sifter, okay? So the point is to clearly identify what you want, so you begin to deliberately set forth the attraction of it. Okay, are you guys ready? So see yourself as a magnet. See yourself as a magnet, attracting onto you the way that you feel at any point. So see yourself as a magnet, right? So as I'm sitting in this chair, I know that I am a magnet right now. I am a magnet attracting on to me whatever it is I focus on, whatever it is I focus on and want to feel. Okay. So I can shift in any moment if I realize that I'm magnetizing something that I don't want. And you guys know when you're magnetizing something that you don't want, you can see the way that you're feeling, you can tell by the words that you're using, you can tell by what's going on around you, right? You know when things are flowing in a way that is beneficial and when it is not, right? Are you guys with me? You're still on here. I know this feels heavy, but don't worry, we're going to get to it. So see yourself as a magnet. When you feel clear and in control, you will attract circumstances of clarity. When you feel clear and in control, you will attract circumstances of clarity, right? When you feel happy, you will, just by having that feeling, attract more circumstances of happiness. When you feel healthy, etc., you will attract more circumstances of feeling healthy. It's kind of how we talked about yesterday, that rampage of appreciation. So the value of segment intending is to encourage you to pause, okay, many times during the day to say, this is what I want from this period of my life experience, from this segment. I want it and I expect it. I want it and I expect it. Okay? As you set forth those powerful words, you become a selective sifter. See, you're in the moment, stopping, pausing, and using those words, right? This is what I want from this period right now in my life, right now in this moment, right now in this segment. And in that moment, you become this selective sifter that we're talking about, okay? So the value of doing this is that segment by segment, and I'm going to walk you through an example, is that you don't try to chew off everything at once, right? You say, what is it that I want now, right now, in this moment, right? If you want many things all at the same time, it adds confusion. My clients will hear me say this all the time, trim the fat, right? If you're trying too many things at one time, it's confusion. But when you focus only upon the specifics of what you want in a particular moment, right? Moment by moment, segment by segment, right? And you bring clarity and power. That's when you bring clarity and power, right? And that's also when you can speed up the result that you want. So many of you are saying to me, things aren't happening quick enough. Well, how much are you focusing on this thing with clarity and with power of clarity, as opposed to being all over the place, right? So that's the point of segment intending, to stop as you are entering a new segment and identify what it is you most want so that you can give your attention to that and therefore draw power onto it. Make sense? All right, let's do an example. So I'm going to actually kind of read you through this example, and you're going to really appreciate it because it's really powerful. So think about your day, okay? And remember how I said earlier, think about the moments in your day. My hair is like drying, so it's all weird. Think about the moments in your day as segments, from the moment that you open up your eyes and you're still laying in bed, okay? And actually, let's think about it the night before. So let's say that you are going to decide to apply this process tonight, and I suggest that you do before you go to bed, okay? So you lay down at the end of the day, and as you're lying there on the pillow, getting ready to sleep, you can set forth the intent of having a restful sleep, right? Set forth the intention of refreshing your physical body, and imagine yourself awakening the next day feeling relaxed, right? That's a very different experience than just laying down in the bed and zoning out on TV, right? Or falling asleep on your phone, or even reading a book. This is you intending, selecting and sifting the experience that you intend to feel right there at in that moment. right? You close your eyes, you lay there, and you're setting that intention. You're setting that energy, right? You're setting the energy and the intention of sleeping well, of your body being refreshed, and of waking up vibrant and relaxed or invigorated, right? So as you open your eyes in the morning, okay, so going to sleep is one segment. As you open your eyes in the morning, you're now in a new segment. Recognize that you've entered into a new segment right now in your life, okay? A new segment. And from the time you remain in bed until the time you remove yourself from that bed, you're in one segment, okay? In that moment, you can set forth your intention. While I'm lying here, I'm intending to have a clear picture of this day. I'm intending to become exhilarated and excited about this day. And then as you're lying there, begin to feel, and you'll feel that refreshment and exuberance about the upcoming day. See how that's different than just rolling out of bed when the alarm goes off, right? Before you even get out of bed, you're setting the intention. You're starting to direct your thoughts. Think of it as like all these thoughts are just floating around, right? You can choose, all of us can choose from it's crazy, like a million thoughts in any moment, right? So they're all just floating around, right? You're sifting through them and grabbing, this is what I'm going to think about. This is what I'm intending for. Nope, I don't want those. I want this. I want this one. And here I'm going to focus on with intention in this segment. You see how that gives you power over your mind in the moment, right? So then as you get out of bed, are you guys getting this? As you get out of bed, you've now entered into a new segment, right? So this is the segment that you're preparing yourself for that day, right? So as you're brushing your teeth or taking your bath or doing whatever it is, let your intent be something like, to do it efficiently, to enjoy yourself in the moment, to have it be an uplifting time that prepares you for your day, prepares you for the next segment, right? And then as you're preparing breakfast, you're in a new segment, right? And so then your intent gets to be whatever it wants to be, whatever you select, right? So you may intend to do this efficiently and select the foods that are most nutritious or that are going to digest the best for you in that moment, right? Let the intent be that you will be replenished and refreshed by what it is that you eat and that you will enjoy it, right? And as you set forth the intention, you can start to notice as you're eating that you're feeling more rejuvenated, more replenished, more refreshed, and you will enjoy the food more than had you not set the intention. Right? So now you're in like the third or fourth segment of your day and you're just at breakfast, right? And in each moment you're intending, okay? Then the telephone rings, ring, ring, recognize you're now about to enter a new segment. So look at the phone. Who is it? Oh, it's Sandra. Hi, Sandra, right? So as you pick up the phone, identify who it is, clearly set forth your intention before you begin speaking, right? Whatever your intention is for that call. Right? Set it before you just grab the phone. Hey, right? You see how we're just constantly in a go, 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 and how this gives us the power to pause, set the intention by selectively sifting through all of the different emotions, feelings, and intentions that we have at our hands at any moment. Okay. So as you get in your vehicle, say you're driving to work or wherever it is that you're going, you're in a new segment. You guys get this, right? I don't see any comments. I don't see any clicks. I know this is heavy. I want to make sure that it's landing for you. You're in your vehicle. You're driving. You're in a new segment. Let your intent be to travel safely, right? To feel invigorated and happy as you're moving forth, right? In the world. Be aware of what the other drivers are intending or not intending, right? So that you may move through traffic in a flow, right? And efficiently. Right? You can intend that, that traffic is going to move well. You can intend that if no matter what happens, I'm enjoying this moment. I can take this moment while I'm driving, like I said yesterday, to make it be a rampage of appreciation, right? You're intending. You're not just zoning out and then reacting to whatever is happening. When you get out of your vehicle and you're walking to your place of employment, you're in a new segment. Right? You can intend in that moment to see yourself feeling good as you walk, right? Intend that you will move efficiently, safely from point to point, right? Intend that you feel great in your body as you're moving. Intend to feel the clarity in your thinking. This is why going out on walks is so powerful, because in the moment you get to be this selective sifter, and intending that the thoughts that you are thinking in the moment is fueling your mind, right? You get to choose those thoughts. You're selectively sifting. You're selectively sifting, right? So imagine walking into your office. Say you have, a front desk person. You imagine to greet the secretary, the employees, the employer, right? Imagine seeing yourself as someone who uplifts, right? Someone who has a smile on their face, right? Someone who brings joy into the room. I remember watching Oprah, and she said something like, be responsible for the energy that you bring into the room, right? So you're intending in every moment. Yes, it takes consciousness, Catherine. That is the point. We're all moving so quickly, right? We're all moving so quickly from one thing to the next without actually saying, a pause is a simple moment, right? It doesn't necessarily take away from anything. It doesn't take away from anything productive you could possibly do in that day. In fact, can you see how it would make your day more productive, more intentional, more purposeful? Yeah. So it's not going to be the same from day to day, of course, right? And in the beginning, you might find that you're not so quick to identify, I'm in another segment. It doesn't matter. You're just practicing it, right? You're practicing it until it does become like clockwork. I remember, like 18 years ago when I first started doing intentional affirmations, because you're affirming all the time, meaning you're constantly saying things on repeat to yourself all the time, whether you know it or not, whether you're being intentional or not. So when I started becoming an intentional affirmer, like deciding what I was going to affirm and picking one or two phrases that were going to be what I wanted to have on autopilot in my mind, it was work in the beginning, right? I was committed to the process. I had them everywhere. I practiced when to say them, until all of a sudden one day I realized, whoa, that is automatically in my mind all the time now. No wonder life seems to be just lining up, and people and opportunities and experiences, because I've got a new thought that is on autopilot that is to my benefit, right? It's to my benefit. That's what's allowed me to let go of control of so much. And by letting go of control and being committed to my vision, that is why so much has manifested for me, and seemingly quickly, right? And seemingly effortlessly. But the effort is the releasing of the attachment. The effort is being connected to the vision. The effort is selecting my thoughts, not letting things just happen to me, right? So it's about being intentional. You get to realize the power you have as a co-creator in this universe. You're not just here as a puppet, right? So when are you going to wake up and get inside of this act, right? In this play, and direct yourself, right? That's what this is about. So as you're moving through your day, you're going to feel the power and the momentum of your intentions building. You are, just by consciously being aware of this segment sifting, okay? You'll find yourself feeling fantastic, invincible even, right? You'll feel as if there's nothing you cannot do, and there isn't. There's nothing you cannot do, be, have, as you are seeing yourself again and again in creative control of your life, in creative control of your life's experiences. There's so much that we can't control. But can you control moment by moment, segment by segment, what you are focusing on and what you are intending? Of course you can. Isn't that liberating, knowing that you have that powerful control in the moment to experience what it is that you want? Of course it is. So I said that at the end of this, I would have a powerful message for you. And it is this. And it comes from a card I picked. I don't have it in front of me, but Freya, she is a goddess, and she's all about being bold. So as I leave this message for you today to like be a selective sifter, to control your day by controlling your thoughts and your emotions, right? What I want to share with you is this message that I got. Unleash your adventurous side, take risks, and be daring. For many of you, it is very daring to even think and to even acknowledge that I have control, that I get to control my thoughts, right? I don't have control of other people, but I have control of how I think, and I have control of what I want to intend and focus on, like we're talking about. So here's a message that I think is really powerful at this time in our lives and in your life if you're watching this. Those of you who are intending to do something different with your life, something big with your life, you're feeling that calling. Guess what? She says, don't play it safe. Don't play it safe right now. Instead, take bold action in the direction of your true heart's desire. Success, which is what we talk a lot about in here, success comes not from timidity. How do you say that word? From being timid. Success does not come from that. It comes from committing yourself fully to realizing your dream. This is what we talked about being vision driven, dream driven. Success doesn't come from being timid, right? It comes from committing fully to realizing your dream, manifesting your dream, right? Hold the clear intention of success and whatever it is that you're intending, and it shall come about. Enjoy the excitement of taking risks. We talked about this last year. Taking risks is all about practicing faith, right? Of being bold and of being daring. And celebrate along the way. This is why I'm giving you guys these daily practices that you can do, right? Because in the moment, you get to celebrate. You get to be in joy. You get to be in enjoyment of your life. Stop waiting until you get there, get somewhere, right? That somewhere, that there is not really there. It's just another place where you're going to be at, and then you're going to be intending for another thing, right? So become a selective sifter. Choose the things that you want to focus on and that you want to intend into your moment and into your experience in every single moment. This is how you take more control of your thoughts, therefore your emotions, and therefore the joy that is there for you to be had in any moment if you so choose it. And go out and be bold with your vision and with your dream, not timid. Be bold with your vision and your dream and pursue it, and use these processes day by day. This rampage of appreciation that you learned yesterday and this selective sifting that you learned today. Start to apply these in your life and watch how the process becomes joyful. I'll see you tomorrow live at 6:45. I will be in San Diego coming at you from a hotel room, hopefully that has some decent lighting. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.